Welcome back to Wave Listens Live. Joining me now is Lindsay Fleming of Elder Advisors and Allison Cooper of Cooper Law. We're talking about estate planning, pre-planning, the importance of all that, and we get to do it, excuse me, without Larry.
I'm sorry, Larry. Love you. Miss you. Yeah.
Larry Weiss, Elder Advisors, obviously very talented at what he does, always helping so many people, protecting their assets so they don't go broke in a nursing home.
Yes.
I mean, it's good to hear from him sometimes, but sometimes it's also good to actually get down to the nitty-gritty.
Yes, for sure. And getting down to it is, I had a story I wanted to share today, if that was okay.
You know what? You do whatever you want to do.
This is super real life. We have a client that has engaged our services, and this was a very young couple, like my age, young, mid-40s. And through a series of tragic events, both of them in their 40s have ended up in a nursing facility, right? That's bad enough. That's a whole thing. But what's really difficult right now is that there was no power of attorney. Power of attorney, which is why Allison is here today to explain the importance of it and why it is so important. But they did not have a power of attorney. And so what has ensued is just a mess and a ton of aggravation for everybody involved. And it's a very tough situation. So, you know, Elder Advisors, this is our 30th year this month, 30 years. So we're really excited about that. And we're the financial experts. We're helping folks protect their retirement and also afford the high cost of aging in nursing homes or assisted livings. But there's a legal component. So we surround ourselves with top legal talent like Allison, and I want her to explain a little bit about what a power of attorney is and why everyone in Kentuckiana today that's watching that's over 18 should have this very, very important document.
Well, I don't think I need to ask a question.
I'm sorry. I'm taking a look. I'm Larrying it.
Yes,
oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I'm Larrying
Allison, tell us about power of attorney.
Well, this is why I love working with Lindsay, because she's so educated in all of it that her clients are really well taken care of. But a power of attorney is a legal document that allows someone to step into your shoes if you're unable to, if you're incapacitated, if you're out of the country. But you made an important point. Anybody over the age of 18 really needs a power of attorney. The problem with incapacity is you don't know when it's going to happen, and without having that specific legal document, it means a lot of stress for your family going to court in order to get the power to act on your behalf.
It seems like someone who's maybe married would just naturally would just like fall to spouse, but I'm sure there are situations where it's not that simple, and sometimes you just need to have that planned.
Well, and that's the misconception. So financially, right? Let's talk about a retiree, right? So you're 65, you've retired, you've been married for, I don't know, 45 years, whatever it is. If your spouse becomes incapacitated, they have a retirement account, an IRA, an individual retirement account. You know, being married for 45 years does not give you any more legal authority to call and talk to whatever it is, Fidelity or Edward Jones or whatever it is, no more than me or you. Or being married for 45 years just doesn't count when it comes to, you know, dealing with real estate or dealing with IRAs or dealing with a truck, right? Your husband goes out and buys a truck, your name just doesn't happen to be on it. Well, if something happens to your husband, the DMV is going, who are you? Well, I'm his wife. We don't care. So that is why the document is so important.
Absolutely.
And I think, you know, the real mistake is just assuming that the system makes logical sense. That's the kind of the trap there.
So the system, and Allison alluded to it, the system is guardianship. And guardianship is just a very nasty court process where you are basically the person in question, which is what we're going through with our family right now. The person in question is being sued. So my husband and me, right? So many years from now, we've been married for a long time. You know, if he falls and bumps his head, if he gets diagnosed with dementia, I have to take my husband to court, sue him for capacity, which is an expensive court proceeding. You have to have attorneys involved, there's judges, there's posts in the paper. I mean, it's just a ridiculous process in order for me to become his wife of 40 years, to become eligible or recognized as being able to operate legally on his behalf. It's really awful.
Lindsay, I don't even pretend to be an expert, but it sounds like maybe you should work on getting power of attorney.
I know, well, please believe I have power of attorney. Me and my husband have power of attorney for each other, and I think it's a document that people get scared. Like I don't I don't want to do that. Well, here's the thing about my power of attorney. Nobody even knows where it's at. Like, nobody even knows where, it's in the binder, in the safe with the important papers. Like, nobody, it's not active. You're really not giving away any control. Maybe you can speak to that a little
Talk to
bit.
that legal side of that when you're in court, the nasty side that she's talking about.
Well, there are so many important things that just got brought up, but to the point that how effective is the power of attorney if you don't know where it is, that's a little bit of a problem, but that's okay, we can find it. But a power of attorney can be drafted in all sorts of different ways. You can have a power of attorney that's immediately effective. You can have a power of attorney that becomes effective upon incapacity. There are all sorts of different ways that you can customize that document. But one of the really important things about a power of attorney, specifically in an area like Kentucky where it lists hot powers, is that those powers are listed, because if they're not listed, you might not necessarily give all the powers that you're thinking of giving. Often people will give a power of attorney when they're going overseas for a very limited period of time or a very limited scope. So the power of attorney itself can be dramatically customized.
Yeah. So, fun fact, when my husband and I traveled without our kids, because we did that one time, we had a power of attorney for my mom. So if something happened to the girls, she was able to act for a short amount of time. And it's just such an easy process. And it starts with a phone call. These estate planning matters, these kind of, retirement, not even retirement, but just adulting situations that need to happen. We can walk you through that. It starts with a call to elder advisors. We're seeing folks in our office, and when there's a legal component, we're always sending them over to Allison. But the point of the fact of the matter is this very, very short pre-planning document is so much easier than the alternative of waiting. Because once you need it, it's too late.
Elderadvisors.com. Start there. Free consultation. We'll get that taken care of. You might walk away from there in 45 minutes and have all your questions answered. It's just a matter of doing the work. Thank both of you so much for joining us here today on Listens Live.